Hey, welcome to another video from the Outdoor Analyst. Today, something incredible is here. I'm gonna see if you can already tell from the title, but can you tell from this sound what this knife is? Do you hear that thwack? That is the Herman thwack, and this is the Herman Slim in M398 in titanium. This knife has legitimately changed my everyday carry. It's changed the way I think about it. It's changed the comfort levels. And for me, it's also changed really my thoughts on liner locks. I knew I was really loving liner locks because of the ergonomics. You don't have to deal with like a frame lock. You don't have to deal with anything over here. It's just really ergonomic in general. Now, button locks fall into that same category, but you usually have a larger pivot or a button over there. The liner lock, which originally I would have thought was, I used to think of them as super cheap. Oh, that thwack. Because super cheap knives came with liner locks. This is not. This is a full custom from Herman Knives. It is a Polish maker. And my goodness, is this the ultimate EDC. This blade is so thin. I think 0.12 is the blade stock. And oh my goodness, is it slicey. And incredible edge retention. M398 is basically about, I think, 33% roughly. Yeah, obviously, it's all rough averages. A better edge retention than M390, a little bit more stainless. Has a ton more vanadium and carbon in it. Which also, if it's rock weld really high, can make it more brittle. So everything, it's give and take. Not the best steel in the world, but it's pretty darn immaculate. And for edge retention, it's up there. It's really up there. This knife is beautiful. The milling is just immaculate on this thing. It is so gorgeous. It's kind of got this BMW blue anodizing on the titanium and then bronze accents. Wow. It's just so smooth. I am not a flipper guy. I am usually a phosphor bronze slow roller, and I love that feel. This has changed my feel, my love for flippers. This is just, the action's incredible. It's on custom bearings that Herman does himself. Has his own system. I think they're free bearings. I have not pulled this apart. Apparently it's actually pretty hard. But this is gonna be technically a first impressions. I'm gonna have to use this for a lot longer before it makes it into my possible top 5 for the year or just all around. But first impressions, I haven't had this out of my pocket for a few days, literally. Like, as soon as it came in, I mowed the yard in basketball shorts just to see how the clip was. It was actually really good. I was a little worried this might slide out. No, not at all. Not at all. This did great. And then I put on some really slick, like, nylon shorts to see how it do. Nope, did great. Didn't come out. No issues. Rides fairly. It's not a deep ride pocket clip, but it rides pretty deep in the pocket. Oh, wow. I'm not looking at the camera. That's how high it kind of rides in the pocket. So you definitely see it, but it's pretty classy. Feels pretty good. Sorry about that. It's just so good. Now, comparisons. What can you compare this knife to? It really, for me, is almost identical to a PM2 in carry. And almost every way. Their lengths, this is, I think, 8.5 inches, 3 3/4 blade, and 4.4 ounces. It's incredibly light. The weight is almost exactly the same as this PM2. And then the length, literally the handle is just about the same. You are just getting a longer blade with the Herman. So I love the carry of the PM2. It's a perfect carry knife, essentially. These are almost exactly the same, and it feels that way in the pocket, except the Herman carries slimmer. It does not come up as high, which is absolutely incredible. So if you carry a PM2 around, this is a slimmer, slender, and slicker feel in the pocket. It's just so chamfered all around, and it's not as tall. it's ideal. It is the ideal large EDC. Now here it is up against a Benchmade bug out, which I would consider to be probably the most comfortable EDC around. It's a lot bigger than a bug out. No doubt you're dealing with a larger blade. You are dealing with a longer handle by far, and that's actually not that much, goodness. It's not that much thicker. A little bit thicker. I mean, yeah, obviously it's thicker, but not by a ton. And that's where this has changed my world. This is about a little over 4 ounces, 4.4 I think is what it said on the website. It's fairly light. It feels light for the size. It feels incredibly light for the size. And it's just so, gosh darn, ergonomic. I have large to XL size hands. The flipper tab comes up perfectly, and it grips like just nobody's business. It is well designed. This is probably my favorite design, and I wouldn't have thought that bird beak would have done it. It's also got a bird beak on there so you can choke back. Would you ever chop with this thing? Oh goodness, no. Not with an M398, but it kind of has that fixed blade chopper feel, and then you get up and you're just like, oh my goodness, this is so good. Initial impressions. If you can get your hands on a Herman knife, especially a Herman Slim, if you like that slightly larger EDC like I do, I mean, I love carrying around XM 18, 3.5, PM2s. That's my style. And when I need to go super light, it's usually a bug out. But for the most part, most of my knives are in this level of size range. And I'll just say it. This thing's immaculate. I'll pull out my pocket. Here's what's in my pocket today. Rockstead Shin. I guess I could throw that up there as another comparison. What's the difference? The Shin is shorter. The Shin is thicker and definitely heavier. This is, I think, 5.5 ounces. And that extra ounce is definitely felt. So this is one of my favorite EDCs, and yet this thing just crushes it for weight and size in the pocket. Carry, about the same, honestly. I love the carry of the Rockstead. And I got some fingerprints on there. But man, these two are awesome. This feels a little bit more tanky. And this is also technically a better cutter because it is a zero bevel, but it is a Scandivex. So not very good as far as, I'll put that back in the pocket. As far as going for like food prep. This is the Food Prep Master. This is a thinner blade than the PM2, which I love for food prep for the fam and going out on hikes and stuff. This is the next level of that, a thin and slicey. The edge is super, super thin and slicey. Oh my goodness, just your regular EDC, that is the next level of it. So if you're ever wondering, oh my gosh, should I get a Herman? Right now I have a, I've got a, what is the name of that? Sting on the way. Think Lord of the Rings, go Hobbity. I have a Sting coming, and I think that's a little smaller, and I thought it's an LMAX, which is a little tougher steel. I thought more of a beater every day would be that one, and then this one's just basically going to be kind of like that fancy, larger, okay, I'm going to do probably some food prep with the family. This is the knife to bring out. Holy cow. Take a breath and just enjoy the perfection that this guy does. It is so good. The milling on the inside of the liner lock, zero lock stick. It's the smoothest knife I've that's the way to put this. This is the smoothest knife for EDC all around, and you just get that thwack. Oh my gosh, I love that. And it's consistent every single time. Yeah, it's classy. This is classy. This is definitely classy. And ironically, it's less expensive than the Rocksteads. It doesn't have the work in the blade. It is a custom knife. And well, I'm not going to say it's perfect. I do enjoy the screws. They can only come on one side. They're a little small. I think these are 6s. And the pivot's just a T20. But it's kind of cool how they pop out on this side and they're just kind of like filed off. You feel them? There's kind of like a bead on there, but very, very cool. Very, very cool hardware. It's a cool way to do it. Is this knife 100% perfect? Sorry, I was not. I was looking at the knife, not the camera. Should have been. No, the backspacer is not completely flush. Custom knife. If I had any argument, yeah, that'd be it. It's not. Maybe it's not meant to be that way. For me, I kind of wish it was perfectly flush all around. It's very cool. It's really about, yeah, it's just not exactly perfect. So, hey, there's got to be a flaw somewhere in something. Other than that, yeah, I can't really find anything. Granted, some more time, maybe I'll find something. I'm not really looking for it, though. I'm just looking to have fun with this thing now. So it's not perfect. It is a custom. But as far as customs go, this has the feel of the highest end production knife you can get. And yes, high end production, like Shirogorov, I believe, is going to be kind of like your best feel. Custom usually can be okay. And then when people make mistakes more than machines do. So custom can be kind of messed up on pivots and deployment and detents. This guy's got it down. This guy really does have it down. So that's where custom knives are a little scary sometimes. This is my only Herman. Have another one coming in. So maybe we'll see if it feels exactly the same. I hope it does. But on a one-off, this really is my new favorite EDC. Now, it's not super tough. This is not the knife to go out and beat up. This is much tougher. This is in crew wear. This is what it's meant for. PM2. Let's just, or paramilitary 2, sorry. This is so good, though. Love this knife. And you know what? Benchmade Adamas or Mini Adamas, those kind of fall right in line there. I love those as tough knives. This knife is just a regular slicey beast. So for almost every normal everyday task, this is going to do great. When you're going to go really put some work into something, yeah, go grab a tougher knife. Go grab something with crew wear, and S45 yen's even quite a bit tougher. S35 yen's great toughness for a stainless steel. It's great too. So yeah, just know what you're getting into. This isn't going to be a knife you pry with, nor would I plan on it. It's got a super, super thin tip. It's insane. This is a very precise RGDC that is lightweight. And just the feel of it. The feel of it, I just can't stop. I'm sorry, maybe I should put this down more. It's hard to let go, to be completely honest with you. That's how ergonomic it is. So Herman knives, as far as this one-off goes, the slim is absolutely immaculate. It is my favorite large EDC for ergonomics, for sliciness, and for flipper tab deployment. What do I feel about that versus like a Hinder? It's just smoother. It's just so much smoother. Not much smoother, but you can tell, like, this is great. This is very, very well done. This is the pinnacle of precision. Yeah. Yeah. Doesn't take away from this at all. Work knife. Everyday carry knife. My goodness. So beautiful. So fancy. I cannot wait to do a update on this one. I'm hoping it makes it into my top 5 for the year. I'm gonna guess it will. As slicey as it is, it's gonna get a ton of views. So hey, thanks for hanging out. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for all the new videos that are coming up, and hang out with me as we go through the knife journey together. Still learning, still finding new stuff out there, still kind of leaning towards just new ventures for me. I enjoy the flipper world now when you find really nice flipper knives. For me, you got to get up there. You got to find really high quality. I do not like low quality flipper knives at all. But this, man, yeah, this is just next level. This is the next level of joy. It gives me that same feeling of the next level in phosphor bronze, which is Rockstead. That's where you're at. Kind of the premium of phosphor bronze feel. This is pretty much the premium of the flipper feel all the way around. That's where I am at with these, and dear goodness, do I love it. All right, catch you on the next one. See ya.